As you grow in life, there are stages in life which you must take a step, either be guided or you have someone who leads you. And this is that stage the youth are in. So the question will be, are we guided properly?
Yo, what's up everyone? This is your host Sam and welcome to AMJ Media, and I am with my co-host Hafid, and today we are going to dive in a very hot conversation that about young people. So I want Hafid to give us a slight introduction about the topic, and we'll dive right in.
Thank you, Sam. Hello, Kenyans and everyone, where you are. Welcome again. I'm Hafid Mohammed, aka Haji Malab. I'll be the co-host with my brother Sam, moving in with our topic of today. A very nice topic, I'm sure. Nice to everyone, especially the new generations, known as Generation Z. And our topic for today is on what is Gen Z? Who are these Gen Zs? How did it started? How is the movement currently? And what's the impact of this Gen Z? So on that note, we all know there are categories of humans, starting from the younger ones, which you call Generation A, then to the next generation, Generation Z, we call it Gen Zs, and millennials, then going forward. Now, what is so important about this generation called Generation Z? Why is it that we all converse? Why is it that we all have this information and conversation everywhere else? We are having it because we are part of Gen Zs. We are having it because it is an important movement. We are having it because it is one of the largest in numbers, because these are the generations which we term as youthful generations, which makes about 75% of the Kenyan population, and these are the most affected, and they are affected by policy that is made by government, the governance, unemployment, any other aspect of life. As you grow in life, there are stages in life which you must take a step, either be guided or you have someone who leads you, and this is that stage the youth are in. So the question will be, are we guided properly by our own government? To introduce this Gen Z, it has been known for a very long time. It has been boiling up, but it came up 2024, as everyone knows. And this generation or this movement morphed or grew from a small movement, a non-agitation within the youth, from unemployment, from bad governance and poor leadership, up to when we had now the real touch and the niche, that was Finance Bill 2024. And that Finance Bill had many issues, the taxes that are very burdening, largely known to those working class, ranging from different calibers of what we call the taxes. And I hope you know there are several categories of taxes which had led to now this movement agitating for their rights. Though they had same problem before, though they had an employment issue before, but there was this touch, the click, the button, which we call it the Finance Bill 2024. It was 2024. We started 24-25, the Finance Bill of 24-25. So the protest, the agitation, and now people coming up in numbers. Whatever has been boiling down had now come to street. It now came to discussions. What do you think are those finance or are the taxes that had burdened Kenyans to an extent that they needed to say, no, it's enough. We need to bring it to the street. We need to bring it to authorities.
Okay, thank you, Hafid. The first tax that I saw, like, it was the trigger of this whole whole movement, was the tax that was imposed to them for the housing Do you remember that housing levy?
Yes.
Yeah. People went crazy on it.
Hatutaki nyumba kabisa.
Hatutaki manyumba. So that was the kind of strategy that this government is coming up, and it is still ongoing until right now. So we saw the young people saying that enough, it is enough. Hatutaki hizo taxes za housing levy. Each and everyone has a house, na hatutaki kukatwa mshahara. Unaona, watu wenye walikuwa they refused that. The government now ikatuambia we are not erasing the tax.
We're not relenting. Hatubanduki kabisa.
Hatubanduki kabisa. So they had to move in until they had to march to the parliament so that they can have, so that their voices can be heard. So after that, we saw that the movement continued growing through the social media, and we have seen a lot of things that are happening. People were killed during the movement until the other day when we were commemorating that day
that is on 24th.
The 24th.
Yes.
Of January.
Yeah, of May. Yeah, June, sorry. 24th June.
Yeah.
1 year celebration or commemoration of the heroes of genz.
The ones that were killed.
Yes, the fallen heroes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we saw even on that very day, people were protesting against the bad governance, against the taxes, and we saw even that very day people were killed.
Yes.
And they are young people who. So my question is, like, are we, or is this generation you are calling the generation Z? Is it a tug of war between the government and the young people? What is your take?
Thank you. I cannot call it as a tug of war because this generation is a known generation first. It's a youthful generation that is known. The agitation is also real because watu wanatupangia nyumba na sisi hatuna kazi. Na tuliambiwa hizo manyumba ndio zina create kazi, the job itself.
Yeah.
I'm imagining once that house is done, constructed and it's done, what next for the persons now who are there? They still don't have jobs. So this generation are exercising first their fundamental right. We are in a democracy. This country has its own democratic spaces.
Yes.
So if you feel agitated, aggrieved, and you come forward and saying your issues, you are not at war with anyone.
Yeah.
You are just explaining your own self. You are expressing your frustrations, your anger, your agitations, your needs. And it ought to be that the government are the ones who will now listen, sit with these people. And the sitting is not that you come to X, when unakontroliwa na Faruki Bet and the rest, then unatuambia issues zenyu tumemalizana nayo. That is not the sitting that Gen Z wanted. That's not the sitting that this Kenya wants. The sitting that we want is, what are your policies on employment?
Yes.
What are your policies on health? What are your policies on help loans to the university students? Are we studying? Fine, we are churned every year, 200,000, 300,000 graduates.
Yes.
Where are we heading? Now I think this force that is called Gen Z is a force that you cannot reckon with.
It is demanding for
they are demanding for their own right,
for their position. Where are we?
Where are we as a young generation?
As a young generation.
What is our future?
Where is the government placing us?
The government is placing us on a jockey side.
Mm-hmm.
It's known throughout the years, successive governments from Kenyatta down to Uhuru, that the young generations or the young people are only used when it comes to campaign.
Yes.
We vote, we are campaign machines, then that story is
ground and then they start.
That story is done.
Yes, you vote for that person, whoever that person, whatever politician.
Yes.
That they have come with. They give out money and then you vote for that person.
But now you ask, what is this? What is the momentum? Where are we on this? Where is this movement heading? What's the impact of this movement on governance, on socio-economic growth of the country, and the future of this young generation? Where are we? Is the movement heading right direction? Is it done? Because
that's the big question, Hafid, because I think the very big thing about this generation is that they don't, or they ought to have someone they can say that they are backing up with the right policy, which they are advocating, and then they can have a right direction. Because right now, yes, we are coming out of the street because we are all young. We are coming out of the street, but at the end of the day, the people, even right now, we can see the opposition. Those people have been in the government for the last all
decades.
Yes.
Yes.
They are in the opposition right now. But young people are not showing the light. Hakuna mtu amejitokeza pale Hafid anasema, yes, Hafid is coming up with the right strategy. This is the person that back up as a young generation.
Yes, but I think, don't you think that is also a strategy for the young people?
Yeah.
Because we try to have some few figures. They're not leaders of genz, but they had some few figures that are known. Kasamuel, we had Morara, we had Boniface Mwangi, who also tried. I can see Cairo, Hanifa.
Someone I have seen that his consistency in terms of their fight on this battle is Boniface Mwangi, even right now. But Kasmuel, he was swallowed by the opposition.
So if my point was, if this Gen Z were to have a leader, it's now good that they're leaderless, because if they were to have that structure will be poached by political leaders.
These politicians.
You can see now some are being harassed. Boniface Mwangi, once abducted, arrested, whatever. Kasamuel being poached by Kasamuel being poached by ODM is now from the other side. Though he's also trying to move, but that is not right. I think this young generation, the Generation Z, need three things, according to my personal perspective. What they need, number one, is a strategy for 2027. It's not enough to say somebody must go. It's not enough. So what? What next? Are they registered as voters? Are they giving civic education to the young ones who are now not on the streets, not in Nairobi? Definitely they have numbers, volumes in counties, at constituency levels, in wards, mashinani. Is this information reaching mashinani? That the younger generation now are consolidating their efforts into one. We have a certain number of votes,
in terms of
voters, yes, and now they are training or they are giving civic education to the public, the millennials and the elderly, that we are taking our position, our rightful position.
They should also advocate and wanafaa kujitokeza wenyewe wasimame kwa zile viti zenye ziko kwa
kabisa.
The political seats, right? If it is the MCAs, they should come up with
governance. Governance is a blend of all generations.
Yes.
We cannot have only a flat governance of Gen Zs, which is quite impossible. Fighting those who have been in government for the last centuries, not even decades, is not easy. You must have plans and strategies. How can we start from this point, 2027, by 2032, scale to this level? Then by the end of 37, we are now done with this.
The whole system.
The whole system now. from
way back.
60s, 1963.
Yeah.
They have also been in this system from 1963. You are seeing them.
It's the same person who is that running. Like, I will give you an example. We have this Kotu leader,
Francis Atwoli.
Francis Atwoli.
Yes.
I had some people, we were reading that person.
Yeah, on
Social studies.
on your books when you are young, studying at primary or secondary level. And he's the same leader now.
It's the same leader
For your union.
seated in that.
Now for us to for the young generation to change, you don't change the whole system at once.
Yes.
It's quite impossible.
Yes.
We tried, we have been killed. We tried, they have been abducted.
Yes.
The only way is the legal way.
Yeah.
Register as voters, clinch the seats,
Yes.
double the numbers
Yes.
in the succeeding or subsequent elections.
Yeah. And we back up our
Yes.
the young people.
Then, but once you are done with that story
Yes.
at the top governance level, now you can come back and sit on and say, yes, this is our strategy and our plan for 2027. Failure to which we will still have mandamanos, protests on the streets, and as actually came at 20 Mali.
We just coming up with, we are just giving goods platform to root
Yes.
and destroy things that are meant for business community. And that is not a very good platform. That is not what we are.
So as we move forward, I think we will be expecting much more of energies from these people.
Sure.
Because we are also hearing of the Sabasaba that is coming up.
It's coming up.
This government
What do you think about that day?
I think it will also be one of the most impactful day because we commemorated, or the genz commemorated 1 year, that is some few days ago, if not just a week.
So the same spirit is still on. Yeah.
And they are even met with another funny force, more killings, having more people prepared as goons.
Yeah.
It's what we call divide and rule method that this government is using. You as a young people, some of you are taken to the side of government, you are being given your tano zako unaichukua, sasa unajiona kama uko kwa serikali, unakuja unapigana na wenzako.
So sad.
Lakini naamini ya kuwa on that day, the Sabasaba day, I think they will come in numbers.
Also come.
Because wakikaa nyumbani wanakalia wapi? Hauna kazi, hauna mali ya kwenda, hauna future. Na mwenye unamuona ndio alikwambia aya, sisi the only thing we have for you ni kazi ya mkono ya majengo. Pita hapo mashida zenu. Na mkiongea zaidi
with a V8 hapa namwambia kujiandikishe kwa kazi mtaani. That is the only jobs that we have for the young graduates.
Do you know close to 300,000 will be graduating before July? So many universities are currently graduating. And we don't even know wanaelekea side gani wakimalizana nao.
Kama wenye wako hapa saizi hata hawana
hata ile kidogo ya Alfred Mutua yenye watu walikuwa wanapelekwa kama kanjo nje imesemekana ni scam. Watu washarudi. Sasa na I think this movement will be impactful if it's structured the way you said, if it has goals and end games. Anything with no end game,
mature way. Yeah, we advocate for the seats. We take our vote, our voters cards. We come up with, we start educating them.
Yes, that we,
if we, like for us, we have this platform as AMJ.
Yes,
bringing up people who have knowledge.
And they're all
leaders, young people leaders.
Yes.
University leaders. We bring them in this platform so that they can engage the public.
Yes, these are their space they can take advantage of.
Yeah.
Advocate for the policies they will need. Because we are one of them.
Yes.
As a young people, this platform largely will have their voices heard by government, by parents, by any other stakeholders who are within, and we'll keep on bringing more updates more topics on the same, and we will bring more youthful leaders to discuss same topic on the future of the current generation and the future generations to come. Because this is our country, this is our space, this is the only thing we have.
This is the only, we have only our voices.
Yes, so our voices must be heard, and our voices must lead us to the prosperity we need.
Yes. So thank you, my people. We have come to the end of this show, and it has been awesome. Expect more from us. You can subscribe from AMJ Media from all the socials. So until next time,
thank you. And we pose this question to you, the viewers. What is your thought on this movement? What's your thought on our momentum as the young generation? You can reach us on our platforms, AMJ, on Facebook page, on our YouTube channel, on the TikTok, Instagrams, and we'll get more updates as we go. Thank you so very much, and we love you all.